Let's start with the Thursday night game. We got the Jets, we got the Jags, low total, under 40 here. Who do you like in the captain spot?
I'm gonna have to go with Christian Kirk here. I think he should be able to avoid Sauce Gardner for the majority of the game in the slot. I think it'll be Zay, Marvin Jones having the tougher matchups on the outside with Sauce and DJ Reed. So I think this sets up for a target funnel game for Christian Kirk. I don't expect too many passing yards to go around, but both sides. You can say that about both sides. So I like Kirk in the captain slot. I think Travis Etienne is also a sneaky option. He started to pop off last week, so he could have a big game here. I'm not as much interested on the Jet side. So I think right now, I think Christian Kirk is the way I'm leaning.
Yeah, I like Kirk as well. I actually don't mind some Garrett Wilson in the captain spot though. I think this guy. I mean, every week, week in and week out, he's just putting up massive numbers. He's running a route almost 100% of the time. Last week, Zach Wilson only hit him 4 out of 9 times, but still got 98 yards. Not bad. So if he could just get in the end zone, I think he can pay off. And he's just the upside with him is so massive. Yeah. And I think maybe people kind of the Jaguars had the bigger game last week against the Cowboys. So I think there will be a lot of rostership kind of concentrated on Jacksonville here. And people, the narrative on Zach Wilson is pretty down. So I like going. I don't think it's going to be super contrarian, but I like betting on some talent with Garrett Wilson, and he's cheaper than Kirk, cheaper than ETN, right above Zay Jones there. So Garrett Wilson for me. Who do you like as far as cheat codes, dart throws, all that good stuff?
Yeah, so on the Jet side, obviously you can't go wrong with Garrett Wilson in the captain slot. But yeah, Corey Davis on the Jet side, he was held out last week due to his concussion. Should be back this week, and unfortunately, his replacement Denzel Mims missed most of the game due to his concussion. So it was Jeff Smith who actually replaced him. And Zach Wilson targeted him 5 times, 4 catches for 77 yards. That's the role that Davis is going to get back most likely this week. So could be a sneaky spot for him. I don't think Davis's rostership will be too high, and he very well could be Zach Wilson's number 2 target this week behind Garrett Wilson. So I like Corey Davis here. And then on the Jaguars side, honestly, they're such a top-heavy team. They don't really have any dart throws. So I think Jamal Agnew makes the most sense. He's their number 4 receiver, and he typically sees, 10 to 15% routes run rate. But when he's on the field, he typically sees a target. His targets per route run rate this year is 40%, which is ridiculous. And they usually like to get him designed rush attempts. Last week, he saw 3 carries for 52 yards. So typically when he's on the field, it's to give him the ball. So I like his upside here, especially, an injury to any of these top 3 receivers. He would step up, and then I think he would break the slate. So he has that injury upside on a showdown slate. Plus, he's their kick and punt returner. So you could stack him with, the Jags defense. Should be a lower scoring game anyway. So I think that, the Jags defense is in play, but stacking them with Agnew makes a ton of sense. So I think that has a ton of upside on the slate.
Yeah. Agnew's always the guy I think you want to get in some lineups when he's on one of these slates, just kind of tailor-made for a showdown slate. I'm going to go with Conklin on the Jets, just because he's cheap and the Jaguars are 31st in DVOA against tight ends. And I don't think people will be rushing out to play too many people from this Jets passing game. So it could be some value there. I mean, Zach Wilson did throw 317 last week.
Yep.
So
2 touchdowns to CJ Uzoma. So
exactly. So let's go Conklin this week.
Yeah.
Gotta go zig and when everyone's zagging. But I think Uzoma will get some pretty decent rostership after the big game. So yeah, I like kind of going back to Conklin, who's still running a route, more than Uzoma, almost double, as tight end ones tend to do over tight end 2s. And on the other side, I mean, I think the Jets, I think the Jaguars defense is pretty interesting because you still are going against Zach Wilson, right? And as you mentioned, there's not too many other options here. So the Jags defense kind of stands out to me. If I had to pick a player, probably be JaMychal Hasty, just because ETN will give up maybe 15, 20% of those snaps to Hasty. And he could catch a few balls here and there. And if ETN gets hurt, Hasty will come in. And you always want to have some exposure to, if you're doing a lot of lineups, to these backup running backs. We talked about this on the other pod, but Trevor Lawrence's passing yardage prop for this game is about what you said, 225 at some
Yeah,
point.
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, as we record this on Tuesday, obviously that could change, but yeah, I have him around 238. I think you have him around 240. So we're all pretty low on Lawrence compared to where he usually is. So I think interesting to kind of look at, okay, maybe some of the running backs in the game and things like that, because I think a lot of people are going to be pretty overweight on the Jags passing game after last week. And remember, this is a very good pass defense in the Jets, one of the best in the league. They have been all season, and they have the talent to kind of take out a few of those receivers. And number 6 in DVOA against the pass are the Jets. So got to kind of switch it up here, but no fullbacks on this one. No fullbacks.
Boo.
Yeah. So I guess we can jump to the main.
No Trayvon Wesco.
Nah, he's a tight end. He's a tight end. That is.
I thought he was like a hybrid, but
I mean he is, but he's listed tight end. So
yeah,
we'll give him the credit.
Damn.